of my Makeup 101 series, I wanted to chat brushes, the essential brushes that you need in your kit, where to invest, and where to find the best dupes. So if that is something you're interested in, please stay tuned. So let's start with essential eye brushes, because I feel like in other areas of the face you can kind of get away with other tools, but on the eye is where you're really gonna see a difference in getting the right brushes. So the first essential brush that you need is an eyeshadow blending brush. Now, I have two in my kit that I absolutely can't live without. One is a drugstore one, which is amazing, and the other one is more of a pro, but definitely worth the investment. So I'll start with the champagne version, and that is the Sigma E25. So I love this brush because, as you can see, the bristles are nice and firm, but they have enough give to make blending absolutely seamless and perfect. I get mine from Turquoise Studio, priced down here. I know it's expensive for a brush, but I do want to say that I really just haven't found anything else that does as good a job as it does, and so I would like treat myself like once a year and buy like one or two, and I also wait for when they have discounts and specials, and Turquoise Studio are really good at giving discount codes, so check them out. The drugstore version, so this would be, so the appetizer budget would be, appetizer is still expensive though. Anyway, so that would be the CALA blending brush, and you can get this guy from Diskim. If you watch a lot of beauty videos, you'll know both locally and internationally this guy is just loved. It is a great dupe for the Sigma E25. So check the price on this guy. I know. Again, it's nice and firm, it's nice and fluffy. I must say with these, I've had a few that have lost their heads. It happens, and I mean, I take legit good care of my brushes, so it happens. But listen, when you're paying that much for a brush, you can buy another one, and I put them to the test. But I have about 8 of these in my kit, so repurchasing is always a good sign. The next essential eye brush is your flat shader. So your fluffy blending brush was all about obviously blending products, but your flat shader is there for picking product up, and that is why you cannot use a fluffy blending brush to do a flat shader's job. So my flat shader of choice is this bad boy over here, and as you can see, he's dirty because I've used him because I use mine all the time, and this is the MAC 242. Now, flat shaders are one of those things that I find you can get away with doing like a good drugstore dupe, and there are a couple out there. I just don't own any to show you, but I know that Urban Studio does some nice ones, as well as CALA. So check those out. What you want to make sure you look for in a good flat shader is that it's made of some synthetic fiber, that the bristles are nice and densely packed, and that it's nice and flat. Because I find with the like fatter flat shaders that I just don't find that they work as well. So that's what I look for in a flat shader. If you have the budget, go for the 242. Next eye brush, which is kind of next level. So I feel like if you've got those two under your belt and you're like happy with them and you're ready to move on to the next phase, would be the pencil brush. My pencil brush of choice is the MAC 219. So good. So this guy, in terms of functionality, is a detailing brush. So he's going to be what you use to blend out eyeshadow or liner underneath the eye, to really get that precision and keep it nice and tight so that you don't look like a panda. But I've also used this for detailing in my crease, for detailing inside my inner corner highlight. So there are lots of functions for this guy. I find a lot of girls will be like, oh, I've got that in my kit, because they often come in like sets. And then they're like, I just never knew how to use that. So do not throw them away. They are super useful. You just need to get used to them. So try it and let me know. Okay, let's go on to brows. So I have 3 brushes on brows that are absolutely essential. The first is a good old spoolie brush. So these you can pick up at like a drugstore in a pack of 10 or 12 for well under 30 bucks, and they are so useful, you have no idea. I use them for brushing brows out. So before you touch your brows, before you fill them, before you do anything, make sure that your brows are brushed, and the best tool to do it with is the good old spoolie. Once your brows have been brushed, I find that the best tool for filling in my brows and for getting really good precision, it is the MAC 208. Yes, and as you can see with this guy, this is actually an eyeliner brush, but it does such a good job with brows that I highly recommend it. You'll see that it's really thin. It's an angled brush, so it's absolutely there for like detailing. It's just so gorgeous, and I don't know a dupe for this one. Sorry. The next brush for your brows is a flat tip brush. This one I got from BH Cosmetics, but I mean, I don't think that you really need to invest in this guy. If you can find a good flat tip brush for cheap, go ahead and do it. And it's basically there, so once you've laid down your concealer underneath your eyes, or you can use this guy to lay down concealer underneath your eyes, it's there to like blend the concealer in as well. So it's to place them down and blend. And I've just recently added this to my kit, and I don't know how I lived without it for so long, because it is phenomenal, and I use it every day on myself and every day on clients. And if you're really going for that Insta brow, get yourself a flat tip brush. Okay, let's move on to face brushes. So I use a beauty blender, or rather a beauty blender dupe, to apply my foundation and concealer and blend it out. I just believe that, well, not I just believe, I use that because it's just the best for blending, and it just goes so quickly. So I'm going to be doing a video on the best dupes that you can find in South Africa for the beauty blender. But let's go on to brushes. And for face brushes, I pretty much keep it quite simple. So the first thing I've got is a nice fluffy powder brush, and this one is from MAC. I've had it for so long that I don't know what the number is anymore, but I know that they've changed him quite a bit, because I bought this guy recently, and oh, he's dirty, but he is a 150, and they're different, but they do the same thing. And it's basically there for picking up powder and I want to say transport, but that's not the word. Depositing, distributing powder all over your face. So that's essential. I like to have ones that are nice and fluffy, but that do have some kind of structure and shape to them. And I like this one from MAC because it's got like a sharp end, so I can get like really tight, like under the eye and like in between like the little nooks and crannies of the face. So I love this guy. And then you need a good angled brush, because you can use this for blending in your contour. You can use it for placing down your highlight. This was actually from Urban Studio, which is from Diskim. And I like this guy, he works really well. And then lastly, you need like a baby version of this guy. Even if you do have one that's tapered, I still find that you need like a really little powder brush for more detailing, so to really get underneath the eye and to set your concealer with powder really nicely. So I just find that like these two, you need both, you need both. And guys, those are my essential makeup brushes. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please like and subscribe and share and be nice to me. And if you don't plan to be, then